All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the Outside the Numbers podcast. I am Shelby Allen, and I'm here with my good buddy Ethan Monjur, and we're gonna roll through some headlines, and then we're gonna get into a game of trivia between both of our dads. Who it's gonna be. I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be some
It's
fierce
gonna be
competition.
fun. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
fun.
two guys that have grown up entrenched in NFL football. If they both flop after this, it's gonna be really tough. So yeah,
Yeah.
hoping hoping it goes well. Tried to make the trivia not too crazy. But first we'll hop in through the news. It's slowed down a little bit, but you want to bring us in with our first headline, Ethan?
Yeah, we got Ezekiel Elliott names the Bengals, the Jets, and the Eagles as his potential landing spots. And the Bills signed Damian Harris, so it's less likely going to be the location for Zeke. So it's probably going to be either Bengals, Jets, or Eagles, which is something to think about because I wasn't expecting him to get released in the first place.
Yeah, and neither was I. And you kind of look at the Bengals and the Bills as these two, besides the Chiefs, kind of the two powerhouses of the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And he is old, he's up there, but that could be the type of thing where Bills pick Damian Harris, Bengals pick Ezekiel Elliott, and that might just be the edge in who makes it further in these playoffs. So, and obviously, what were you gonna
I'd
say?
be pretty excited to see him on the Bengals, to be honest.
That'd be sick. The
That would be pretty
uniforms,
cool.
everything, and
That would be
they've been
pretty
working
cool.
on their O line. It
Yeah.
would be fun. Not to mention, I did once watch Cowboys multiple single season yardage leader DeMarco Murray go directly from Dallas to the Philadelphia Eagles. If I watch it again, it's over. I really don't know how I would handle that. That's just horrible to think about. And all that I've heard from Philly fans too is like, we just hate Zeke. So it's really a lose-lose for both sides of this rivalry. Not happy with that one.
Yeah, that seems unlikely for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and bring us in with a couple more headlines, and we'll get to
All right,
get to
so
our
we
guest.
got former Chiefs wideout McCole Hardman has signed with the Jets. So Jets are continue to make moves. Adam Thielen and DJ Chark are both going to Carolina.
Right, so they're finally. We've been talking about this for weeks now.
Yeah, because they just got rid of. I'm blanking on his name.
What, receiver or?
Yeah.
Oh, right, DJ Moore. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Goodness gracious.
So we look at them. How do we feel about that as a DJ? If you could say DJ Moore, 1-for-1 swap with Adam Thielen.
I think both Thielen and Chark to get that's an absolute upgrade.
You need them both together
over just DJ. I've always been a big DJ Chark fan because he played at LSU, so I've watched him a lot, and he's good. I mean, he's got good hands. He's a good receiver. Thielen has proved himself in the league multiple times. I mean, he's a reliable guy. So, and he's got the veteran status. So I think he's a big addition.
Yeah, especially for a rookie quarterback.
He's a young guy, and he hasn't stood out huge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's got the potential to.
Yeah, rookie quarterback coming in, giving him somebody that's been in the league for Adam Thielen. It feels like almost 10 years now. Definitely worth getting them.
Right.
Getting used to the league, having somebody with experience, somebody they can get some chemistry with. We did have the NFL. We've had an NFL owners meeting, and it has been proposed that we could see Thursday night football being able to be flexed in future seasons. Which, boy, there were many a game this past year where it was like, how did we get here, and how did we allow this to happen? And as you can only hope that passes. I don't know what the opposition is. I'm sure there's some tied up stuff with all the the different TV outlets trying to. All the contracts always get so
right.
Hard to be flexible. But yeah, if there's a possibility of that could be absolutely huge to not have like Jets Jaguars week 15,
right?
Or just they could add an amendment to that. That's just, if Zach Wilson sees the field, don't let it be in primetime. If it's far enough out and he's going to be starting a game, don't let him into primetime. So that's another thing they can evaluate. Detroit has been named as the location for the 2024 NFL draft. And as somebody that's been interested in going to attend a draft in person, what a tough run, man. Kansas City this year, Detroit next year. I mean, we have got Miami, we've got Tampa, we've got LA. What is wrong with good weather that we have to force ourselves into late winter weather in Detroit for the draft? I just what are we doing?
It's
We'll close out the news. It's
ridiculous.
not even news exactly, but we've got Cam Newton was at the pro day for Auburn, and he was just passing to tight ends, receivers, everybody that's working out for Auburn, his alma mater, and he voiced some frustration. I don't have the exact quote, but he voiced some frustration with. I feel like he feels that there are not 32 quarterbacks better than him. Where do you place Cam Newton in the third? Is he in the top 32 quarterbacks in the country, or is he a little higher? Where would you place him based on
Um,
when he last played?
I mean, right now, I would think he could start in this league pretty easily. I feel like if he's in shape and he's a playbook that's similar to what he's already worked with, so it's not like a huge kind of different scene, something that he
Mm-hmm.
can fit right into. I think he could start over a few people in this league.
Yeah, I tend to think I agree. My only concern is I feel like teams don't feel that way,
Right.
and I think his best chance at starting is taking a backup job and then taking it over from there.
Yeah, because I mean, being out and not playing is a really big factor, and it does have a big effect on your game. So,
Right.
and teams know that, and that's why they're not as interested in him as he thinks they should be. But get into a backup role, have a few opportunities to show yourself, and in practice, maybe even win the starting job.
Yeah.
You gotta step back before you can run forward, I guess.
Yeah, and you look at maybe Mac Jones and Desmond Ritter and some of these,
Yeah,
you know, he's in that
right,
range. He absolutely is in that range. We've got some
right.
very
Yeah, no,
very questionable
you
starting
can't
NFL quarterbacks.
you can't present me an argument where Cam Newton doesn't start over Ritter.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh goodness, yeah.
that's absurd. That's
That's actually
crazy.
kind of a sleeper move. That's kind of fun to look out for. That'd be a good pickup. But then, of
It would be,
course,
yeah.
we've got Ben Roethlisberger, a little bit older, but further into retirement and more of a voluntary retirement than Cam Newton seems to be in. But but apparently, he came out this week and said that the 49ers, late this past season, reached out to him. He didn't give the details of what they were offering, but it was a short term deal where they kind of wanted him there. Naturally, they ended up with Josh Freeman, who's played for like 25 professional teams as a backup. And it wasn't Josh Freeman. What am I talking about? Do you remember who the 49ers in that divisional? Josh Johnson? I think it was. I think it was Josh Johnson.
Johnson.
Uh,
I can't remember.
but they could have had Ben Roethlisberger replace Brock Purdy, and instead they trotted out
Roethlisberger
Josh
declined.
Johnson. Yeah, but then like if you're the 49ers last year late in the season and you're looking at Cam Newton and Ben Roethlisberger as two potential guys to bring on for an off-season or
Oh
postseason
yeah,
push, who are you? Why like I don't know. I
yeah.
don't understand Roethlisberger getting the call
No,
when
me
Newton's
neither.
out there. Yeah,
I mean, that's strictly because he's been in the league longer and he's seen more championships. That's, I mean, it's not athleticism. It's not like anything, which is what I feel like you're looking for more when you're looking for an off-season push. You're not trying to bring in some slow veteran who makes short, accurate passes. You're
mm-hmm.
looking for a guy that can't be stopped. And Cam Newton is a massive human being.
Yeah.
And when he
And
gets
Ben
on the field,
Roethlisberger is also a massive different human being, but
yeah, but he
with a very
moves like
different
hell.
BMI.
You know, Newton is like, I mean, when he gets going, I mean, he was crazy in college. He did the same thing to NFL guys. It's nuts. So I feel like, yeah, I don't understand the move.
I don't get that
Why?
phone call at all. Yeah. But hey, it in the end it ended up being Josh Johnson, and either one of them would have been an upgrade as they absolutely crumbled in the NFC Championship. But now we'll go ahead and push us into our next segment. All right, so we are welcoming on a few guests. They may look quite familiar if you've been watching before. We have Mr. Allen and Mr. Monjuri, each of our fathers, and we're going to be going through. Before we get to the trivia Smackdown, we're going to run over some NFL rule propositions and, as a group, vote on whether or not they should pass. So, Ethan, if you're ready, if you want to bring us that first proposition.
Okay.
All right.
Proposition by Philadelphia to permit the use of 0 as a jersey numeral, and to allow kickers and punters to use any jersey numeral between 0 and 49 and 90 and 99. This is something that I could not care any less about.
So it's getting a no from me. It's a nay up here. How are we feeling?
Really?
Yeah. Can I propose? I'd like to propose an alternate.
Okay.
Like, I think the Eagles should all wear zeros.
You don't see that getting confusing.
No, I would prefer all Eagles to wear zeros, and preferably the scoreboard reflect the same for them at all times. But no, seriously, I don't like the proposal either. The number system is kind of weird, but zeros kind of an odd number. I think it would draw unnecessary attention, and I think it's been avoided for a good reason over these years.
I'm right there
with you. It used to be in place. I remember Saints drafted Kenny Burrows, who then played for Houston. He was 00 receiver.
Really?
This is not a good sign for trivia. This is a horrible sign for trivia. I'm not excited about this.
If they ask really obscure Saints trivia, I might do well.
Okay, well, hopefully that's not a category.
Well, if my tally is correct, we've got 1 yes, 2 no's, and a don't care. So this rule will not pass.
I don't know where.
And we can bring in the next one. Also from Philadelphia, they want to do something that the XFL's been doing, which is to maintain possession of the ball after a score by substituting the onside kick for a 4th and 20 attempt.
From their own 20?
4th and 20, does it say in the rule if it's from their own 20? Yep, from the team's 20-yard line.
So I think the XFL is doing 4th and 15, so they're making it a little worse than that. And I think that's pretty difficult to do, I would say. I think it's probably about as difficult as an onside kick.
I'm torn because I like something more interesting than an onside kick because, A, they're hard to watch, they're hard to follow, and they're very rarely successful. I do think it would be kind of interesting to see teams have to come up with that desperation play with an offensive unit on the field. I'd be curious how it's played out in the XFL, and whether, A, it's been used a lot and how successful it's been, but not using that as, your measuring stick. I would say I'm curious. I'd be willing to see it happen just to make those close games a little bit more interesting. But I'm okay. It's not going to break my heart if it doesn't pass.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I saw highlights of one of the XFL games. AJ McCarron, they were losing, scored, and got the 4th down, and came back and won. So,
yeah.
Dad, you gave a face of total hopelessness once again on the trip. I cannot wait.
Have I been set up? I'm 54 years old. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. How am I going to remember that? Anyway, we'll get to trivia when it's trivia time.
Okay, I'm older. If that makes you feel better, I'm older. Just by a bit.
Well, I need to know what meds you're on because I need to adopt anything that'll help the fog.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I don't know percentage, but it has like Mr. Bonjuri said, it has been converted at least that one time in the XFL. I'm gonna say on a 1-season trial basis, I will give it the thumbs up for my vote. How are we feeling?
I'm a yes.
I'm a yes too. One further point, if you don't mind.
Sure.
It's interesting when you've seen the great onside kick plays, you still don't feel like they're because players have excelled, that their skills haven't been demonstrated. It's been one of those things where the ball went the right way at the right time and somebody missed their play or whatever. But one thing I like about this rule is that it relies on the skill players in their positions doing what they've been trained to do And while it is risky, I do think it's at least more consistent with the play on the field. And so I think that makes it a good idea.
Yeah, more skill
I
based.
also like that when that becomes such a staple and you have to figure out what your 4th and 20 play is, you might see some more people, more teams going for those 4th and 12s and stuff like that a little more often.
Oh, you've already got a playbook set up for it. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got our third rule change. If we want to hop into that, coaches of Detroit has proposed this next one. They want to see coaches be able to challenge personal fouls. How do we feel about this?
I'm negative.
I don't know.
Gut reaction is negative too.
It's hard to say how you would even do that.
The only thing I can see valuable with this is usually, and I'm assuming this is the kind of personal foul, like either a rough hit to the quarterback, one that's subjective, or maybe one of those receiver hits across the middle, where sometimes when you look at the replay, it looks like they're leading with their helmet, but they really didn't. And in that case, I could see it be valuable. But the real trouble is whenever you introduce the replay, whenever you give that challenge, you're just taking lots of time, and it's still subjective. And you might get the play overturned, and you'll still have one group totally upset at the other. Even though I like the idea of bringing some justice to some of those strange moments, I would say leave it as is and leave that in the ref's hands and just continue to encourage them to make better calls.
That's what I was thinking too with the time. It's just another thing that's going to delay the game.
Yeah.
So leave it be.
Yeah, we saw it with the pass interference. I know this will hit close to home for these couple of Saints fans over here, but we got that 1 year of pass interference review, and it did slow down the game a lot. Part of me wishes they had kept it, but when it's just all personal fouls, it feels like too much. So it sounds like we're getting 4.
But they just made the right call.
Well, and Ethan, you make a great point. I think that's absolutely true. When you brought in these extra eyes, you didn't see better results. You saw time, and they'd still get it wrong. So for me, I feel like if they were really getting it right, and you saw an increase in better calls, better results, that is, then I would say, oh yeah, do it. It's worth the time. But you take the time and you still get it wrong. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this final one, it'll be kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. I tried to get the 4 or 5 more pressing ones. This one is basically just we've got kickoffs to where the touchback comes out to the 25. For whatever reason, they left punt touchbacks at the 20-yard line. So the competition committee has proposed moving it up to the 25 as well on punts. It's just more uniform. This can be a quick vote. What's your gut reaction?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a no.
It's split on the last one.
Big thumbs down on this.
Okay.
Punts are a game of field position. I mean, you're in a situation where a lot of times you're really trying to get that ball as close to the 20 for the purpose of changing field position. And it seems like putting it out, moving it all the way out to the 25 is going to encourage punters not to go for that close end zone. And it's going to, I think, marginalize the game. Field position's a big deal. On kickoffs, it makes sense. You're kind of resetting. Everybody's starting over for a drive. But in the middle of play, I think you got to keep the punts in the end zone at the 20.
I agree with that. The other thing it might do is, depending on where you're punting from, it may induce the offensive team to go for it because there's no, I mean, it's, the net yardage would be so minimal. That may be what's behind it. I don't know.
That's another great point.
I'm ashamed of how quickly I was convinced. I'm suddenly very. Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I actually agree. So that passes at least 3-1. That makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, Ethan.
Yeah, you see that, son?
Wait, what was the team that proposed that?
This was just the competition committee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If it was Detroit, of course, but I guess the competition committee, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going for with that one. That's fun, but that's the end of that. And now it's time for the much anticipated Father v. Father trivia Smackdown. We're gonna flip a coin to see who goes first, and we're gonna have our guest Derek. If you want to call it in the air. I'm just going to flip this quarter. Are you ready?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
I don't trust you, Tails.
Tails. Tails it is. There you go.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Do I get?
Things,
So is this?
things have not set up nicely for me.
Is
No,
this?
you can
Is this
elect to
like
defer.
defer? Like overtime? I need to see what I got to get. I defer.
Okay, so we got Dad going first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
also have to ask my wife something. I know this is very unprofessional, but somebody's expecting us to take one of their kids home, and I don't know if that's happening.
All
I'm
good. This will be at least
I'm
2
gonna-
minutes, and then
You're
we
supposed
can
to not
work that
hear
out as
anyway,
well.
so it's good.
All right, I'm going to walk out of
Going
camera.
to look at the NFL Sports Almanac. Just one last dip into the well.
I'm muting everything. Is that what you need me to do? Got it.
That's ideal. That's perfect. All right. Then all right. Confidence level. How are you feeling?
Horrible. I mean, when like it's not like one particular kind of trivia. It's so broad, and I'm not necessarily a big trivia person. I'm just a football fan, so I feel like I have no idea where this could go.
Okay. Well, are you familiar with the rules? I'll give a quick breakdown either way.
Quick breakdown, please. Yeah, give me a quick rundown.
All right. So what we've got is 2 minutes as a cap, and we've got 5 questions. Now each question is worth a point. I believe the first one is worth 2 total. It's a multiple part.
Okay.
And of course, Mr. Monjuri, I assume he can't hear us. This is a little sketchy. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so 5 questions, 2 minutes, 1 point each, and then you can ask for a hint, and that will take a half point off of the question, but you can get something that should hopefully help you get there. And then if you get through all the questions and you don't think that you can finish it, you can call it, and the timer will stop. And at that point, if Derek were to get the same amount of points, but in more time, you would win via tiebreaker because of the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay. All right. Then without further ado, are you ready for the Trivia Smackdown? All right.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, and question 1. Of the top 10 all-time NFL rushing leaders, just 2 played their whole career with one team. Name those 2 players.
Eric Dickerson and Barry Sanders.
All right, question 2. Which NFL quarterback holds the record for most touchdown passes in a single Super Bowl?
Oh, in a single Super Bowl. Steve Young, 49ers.
All right, question 3. 5 NFL teams hold exactly 2 Super Bowl wins. Name as many as you can.
What? Could you repeat the question?
Yes, 5 NFL teams hold exactly 2 Super Bowl wins. Name as many as you can.
2 Super Bowl wins. Seattle Seahawks. 2 Super Bowl wins. Baltimore Ravens. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 Super Bowl wins. New York Giants. Wow. And Denver Broncos. No, oh shoot, wait, nope, that's not the Denver Broncos. They have 3.
40 seconds to go. I'll let you. I won't burn those for you. Question 4.
Okay.
Only one NFL franchise has ever had a quarterback has never had a quarterback surpass 4,000 passing yards in a season. Name that team.
Oh man, I have
you can elect to pass if you
pass.
All right.
Pass on that
Question
one.
5. Which 2 teams did Jerry Rice play for following his 15-year run in San Francisco?
Which 2 teams did you say?
That's correct. Yep. Half a point
Wow.
each if you want to do one or the other.
I can't remember what teams he played for. I have to pass.
Last time?
I would have said he finished as Raiders was one of them, maybe.
Oh, it's just past the buzzer. That is one of the answers, but that is just past the time. So we will go ahead and tally that. Now, Ethan, are you good on a tally? We tried to highlight correct answers as it went along.
Those are good questions, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, they were off the dome. So I hope.
Wow.
Let's see, Sander.
Got this.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mumble the answers because almanac there probably is not going to have a problem with.
Well, hey, if we got a lip
candy.
reader, you're
Yeah.
in trouble already. So I mean, there's only so
You
much
do
that
not,
can be
you do not have that. You got this.
done.
I'm very curious about well, I won't say anything about the questions. I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
So,
All right. Now it's up to you. Should we tell Derek how many points that you got, or should we have both players going blind? What are your thoughts, Ethan?
I think you should tell him because that was the reason he deferred.
Right. Okay. All right.
I'm in agreement with that. By the way, I think that's fair. I think that's why you defer. Do I get to hear his answers? Or
No,
do I
you
have to
can.
be
Since you've
muted?
already
Okay.
answered, you're good to go.
Okay.
That is the nice part of it. And Ethan, if you want to shoot your dad a text,
Yeah.
and let him know we're ready. Oh, how exciting!
I'm so nervous.
I'm back.
All right. Nice. That was a real good. You looked real good pretending to press the unmute button there.
Yeah.
That looked really realistic.
I did press it.
Good job.
Well, I guarantee he probably wouldn't have learned anything from my answers. That's probably-
Okay.
Now, Ethan, am I correct in saying that our tally puts my dad at 2.9 points? Is that the correct?
Oh, man, that's
I believe that is correct.
That
Was that right?
lousy.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I
2.9 out of a
recount.
possible 6
Hey.
is not bad at all.
yeah,
2.9
just under
out of
average.
Well, we'll see what the average is
bad.
in a minute. Yeah, we're about to
Okay,
find
all right,
out. Yeah.
that's fair.
The benefit is
So do we get the same questions?
yes.
You do.
Same
Yeah.
exact question.
Yeah.
You know you have to beat 2.9.
Yeah.
The benefit for Mr. Blair is that he gets to hear your answers live.
No, okay.
Of course, based on my answers, I won't know whether he's right or wrong.
I guess, yeah.
And as a reminder, you do have a hint available that will take off a half point if you're behind. And I told my dad as well, the tiebreaker is the clock. So if you get through all 5 and you finish, that's when the time stops. But if you get through 4 and you can't think of the last answer, you can call the clock. And you just have to beat 2.9. So if you already feel confident that you've surpassed that, hit the clock and you're good to go.
All right.
All right.
So it's a minute 20?
Minute 20. Or, sorry, 2 minutes. We did a full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Get my timer ready so I know where we're at. All right. Are you ready?
Otto Graham.
He's killing me already.
That is concerning because he was going to be part of the question, and then I was like, that's a little much. But then, okay.
All right. This is terrible. I've been set up.
Okay. Here we go. All right.
All right.
Starting the clock
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1. Question 1. Of the top 10 all-time NFL rushing leaders, just 2 played their whole career with one team. Name those 2 players.
Walter Payton, Jim Brown.
Okay, question 2. Which NFL quarterback holds the record for most touchdown passes in a single Super Bowl?
Steve Young.
All right. Question
6.
3. 5 NFL teams hold exactly 2 Super Bowl wins. Name as many as you can.
Well, Pittsburgh, Dallas, New England, Denver, Kansas City, San Francisco.
Oh, sorry. I'll jump in. Super Bowl wins total exactly 2, not just hitting that number. So, exactly 2 wins.
Oh, Denver. Tampa Bay. Okay, next question. I can't think of anybody else.
All right. Question 4. Only one NFL franchise has never had a quarterback surpass 4,000 passing yards in a season. Name that team.
Cleveland. It should always be Cleveland, but I don't know.
Question number 5. Which 2 teams did Jerry Rice play for following his 15-year run in San Francisco?
The Raiders and the Seahawks.
All right.
And that's
That is
time?
all this time at 1:43.
Whew.
That's what?
So that's time.
That's
Yeah.
it? That's 2 minutes? Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
you got
and
the
you
answers in.
You got
under
through
two.
all of them at 143 with no passing.
Yeah, but you
Oh.
get points taken off for beating the clock.
Okay.
Even
who
with
won?
the misunderstanding on one question, he still finished at 143. I don't remember taking that much time.
Okay, so as Ethan tallies, I'm going to go through and give the answers, and you might want to recount. I think it's 2.9. Question 1: the two rushing leaders that played their whole career with one team, you both got one. You got the other. The answers were Barry Sanders and Walter Payton.
Yeah.
So I believe
Who did Jim Brown?
Blair got. Jim Brown.
Okay.
I'll have to look up who he played for. Otherwise, but it's also top 10. I think he might be outside of the top.
He
10
fall out. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's
So
11 actually. Yeah.
It's funny because once he said Walter Payton, I knew that was the other one. I knew Barry Sanders was a definite.
Yeah, should have definitely gotten Barry Sanders. That's an age thing, right?
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
The only one that I did get.
Yeah.
Dickerson actually ended his career with the Falcons of all.
Right, and that was it. So I remembered after I'd given it as an answer, I remembered he was more than one.
Yeah.
And then you both nailed question 2, and then of course Derek had to get cheeky with it with the exact number of touchdown passes. That is Steve Young in that Super Bowl. I believe it was
against
San Diego.
Yeah. Against the Chargers in 94, 95, 94 season. With
Stan,
passes.
yeah, the Chargers quarterback was Stan Humphries.
Stan Humphries, absolutely horrible game.
He's from Louisiana. That's why.
I wanted the 49ers to lose because they beat the Cowboys in the championship. 2 weeks earlier.
Right, that was the sandwich in the Cowboys dynasty, of course.
Sure was.
And then question 3, you both got. So, Dad, you got 2, and then Derek, you got 1. So the teams with exactly 2 Super Bowls, we've got the Colts, the Rams, the Ravens.
Forgot about
Dolphins,
Peyton Manning
and Bucks. So those are our 5 teams. I think.
So what did I had the Ravens and the Bucks.
You had Ravens and Bucks, and Derek, you had Bucks. So that was that one. And then question 4.
How many does Seattle have?
Seattle only has the one.
Oh, they split. They lost the one to the. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If only they had like an incredible goal line running back, they'd be able to pull that one away.
That's right. I mean, they ruined my trivia.
Beast of a running back. That would be
somebody who's just known for trucking through people. Yeah, no, that would have been awesome, but too bad. Question 4. This is funny. You both said Browns. I believe Ethan in the trial before the episode also said the Browns. The team is the Chicago Bears.
Wow,
Not
that makes sense.
4,000-yard passer.
That's funny because that makes sense with the '85 Bears. Nobody thought, what was our quarterback's name? I can't remember.
McMahon.
McMahon. Yeah, he wasn't a very good quarterback. I mean,
that's why you don't remember his name off the top of your head.
Yeah, right. He was a character. It's very memorable.
And then question 5, the 2 teams that Jerry Rice played for following his 15-year run in San Francisco, Seahawks and Raiders. That was maybe the least hesitation from end of question to answer given of the whole round. That was immediate. That was quite remarkable.
Now, in all fairness, I can't stand Jerry Rice. So the second he was out of the 49ers, I was just so happy I never paid attention to him ever again.
Fair. Reasonable. Now, Ethan, do you have our final tally for points? Okay. I believe we might just know the winner, but if you have the final tally. All right. With that, we have got our final scores. 2 great contestants. They both outperformed Ethan, in the very least that can be said.
Is it right?
We have Blair at 2.9 points and Derek at 3.7. So by less than a point, he has pulled away and won the Dad Trivia Smackdown. Here, what's your reaction, Mr. Monjuri?
Those point totals just seem low. It's not rewarding.
Out of 5,
you go through all that, and you're like, yeah, you got 3.7. I'm like, that seems really low. I mean, give me a 25.
I mean, we can work that out into a percentage. I don't know how much better it gets. It's probably like 70-something%.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's all good. I'm elated.
I would just like to thank my family and my mom and my dad for all that they've given me and enabling me to get to this place where I could score 2.9 points on an NFL trivia contest.
I'd like to thank Les Summerall.
John Madden. Oh, yes. Oh,
Back in the day, well, Les used to do those. What was his name? Was it Pat?
Pat Summerall. Yep.
Pat Summerall. Yeah, he used to do those when I was a kid, highlight shows on Saturday.
Brilliant stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy y'all came on. I'm glad it was a close competition. You know, I know that the nerves were high before, but we will see if either one or both of you feel like bringing this back in a month or two. But thank you so much for coming on. This has been great. Yep.
I'm sure it's going to boost the ratings. This will through the roof.
Yeah, we're clocking 100 views.
You will absolutely break that
retirement crowd. Get more views. I don't know.
Yeah, old retired people scouring YouTube for people they can beat in trivia.
Yeah,
that's our market. You nailed our market. That's who we're going for. So, all right, this has been episode 7, and thank you guys for coming on. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks a lot. Good seeing you.
All right, awesome.